Welcome to Spanner Works workshop, and today, being the 18th of May 2009, I'm going to demonstrate to you a little gem that I came across. A colleague at work came in the office and said, "Hey Richard, I've got this Bush record player that I inherited from my uncle, and I was very fond of George Formby records when I was younger, but there's no sound coming off this machine." So I said, well, okay, pop it over and I'll take it home and have a look at it for you. So Julie arrived a couple of weeks later, and here we are on the bench. Now, the first thing about this machine is that it's in quite good nick, probably 1968. The usual sort of suitcase type portable machine that was produced there, using a BSR deck auto stacking drop machine, 16, 33, 45 and 78 speed. The front grille plastic with the word Bush. You've got off-on bass, which is interesting, as opposed to off-on volume, which normally the way these run. Then you've got treble and also volume. So, and then you've got extension speaker out and tape recorder also. So you could record from this machine onto a reel-to-reel, probably that time, through a jack plug, probably a 3.5 or 4 or 5mm jack plug. Generally speaking, these were 2-valve machines, and had quite a good output. The decks were pretty robust, running on an idle wheel against the centre of the turntable with a drop facility and a reset. So anyway, so got it on the bench, switched it on, using the test record 78, the Continental by the Boston Philharmonic Orchestra with Arthur Fiedler, or Fielder, should I say, and one I use for testing in the workshop here, just to see what the sound output's like. The deck also has off, manual on and reject, so you have the facility to actually stop the player halfway through, or just put the arm on manually if you didn't want to use the drop facility. So quite a nice machine, nicely set up, covered in a nice Rexon case with a plastic front. The valves were held on the chassis, which is at the front here, which I haven't undone yet, and then the famous Bush logo in the back there, so you could close the lid also while it was playing, which was another facility to keep the noise level from the stylus down. So first thing I did was plug it in, switched it on, which I'll do now, and you hear this wonderful clattering sound, which is the motor. Probably wants a bit of oil actually. I've had these out before now. The arm is a plastic arm, nothing too technical about that. The stylus that was with this one, here we go, standard BSR small ceramic stylus with a flip over for probably 78 one side and singles on the other. But they do break down. They do break down over time. So anyway, first initial switched it on, very low output from the pickup, so I had a spare which I used for testing, and see what it's like. Now let's just see what that's like. It's also interesting that this arm is actually wired for stereo, so no doubt these decks were used as stereo in the early stereophonics as well. So let's just see what we've got here. Okay, she wants to reset, fair enough. Won't discriminate against her on that. Let's just put it back on manual. Running at 78 hopefully. Let's see what we get here. we go. Oh, and a noisy motor as well. So let's just stop that record a bit. Okay, just turn this off. So, interesting, there's absence, no crackles from the knob, so that's a good sign. And the motor's slowing up. Okay, so the next job will be to remove the 4 securing screws and obviously take the record off that I use. In fact, interesting enough, this record's got a nasty crack through it. It's one that I just use in the workshop here. We didn't hear the clicking sound, which is shows how light the stylus must be running over it. In fact, even though it's on the LP side, it's just one I use as just testing records out with. So, and just to make things working well. So, and then obviously we'll have a look round the back, because behind there's the chassis where the valves will be stuck onto the main aluminium chassis, which will come round to the front and the speaker here. So, but there we go, nice bush with a BSR record deck, and thanks for looking.